Hey everybody, my name is Danny Dumas, and this is the Earn Your Title podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about being something. So what do I mean by being something? Well, I think there's a lot of guys, and I'm going to characterize you as like a nice guy or a good guy, that feel like in your life that it's important that you put other people ahead of yourself, that it's important that you stay humble, that you are kind and caring and gentle and all these things that that society would say that it's important that you do these things. And I think that we have a mixed kind of misunderstanding of what it means to be gentle or to be humble, and what that means, that we need to seek the approval for somebody and not be overly loud or maybe to be a jerk. You know, we all know the jerk. He's loud, he's obnoxious, he's rude, he's cocky. And I think as good guys, as nice guys, and I'd like to consider myself, a nice guy, I don't want to be that. I want to remove those aspects from my life, but I don't think that's always healthy. So I think, I struggled with how I was going to share this, because I don't think any of us should be jerks, but we have to have this, to what I think is important, this strong sense of what to be a man truly is, in order to have all the other parts of being gentle and humble. So let me use being gentle. In order for me to be gentle, and if you listen to someone like Jordan Peterson, in order for me to be gentle, I have to be dangerous. What does that mean? Well, if let's say I just don't have the ability to inflict violence or whatever the opposite of being gentle is, harshness, whatever that is, if I don't have the ability to do that and I don't do that, then I am not gentle. I'm just weak. And as men, I don't think we should be weak. I think we should be strong. And I'm not just talking about the physicality, the musculature. I'm talking about a strong will, a strong mind, a strong sense of right and wrong. We have to have this ability, and we're talking about being gentle, of violence, that I know that I'm physically capable of hurting somebody, that I'm a very dangerous man. And in order to be gentle, I have that under control. That to me is what being a truly powerful man is, that I know that inside me, that I have the ability to be dangerous or to be violent, and I have that part of me completely under control. Now, the modern society would say that part of me that knows that I'm dangerous, that knows that I have the propensity for violence, that is the toxic masculinity side of me. And I disagree. I think that's my human nature, to know that I can, if you use the word violence, that I can interact with the world and force things to happen because I am bigger and stronger than half the world's population. Like, I am bigger and stronger than most women, and I could impose my will. And throughout history, men have done that. The female species, if you will, has always been weaker physically than men. And they were dominated for an extremely long period of time where women were seen as items and not as people. In order to be a truly strong man and to be gentle with women and to put them in the right place, meaning elevating them to a high status where we want to protect them and we love them and we want them to have an easy life, and we want the women in our life to feel safe. In order to do all that, I have to have the propensity and the understanding that I can be a dangerous person, and that I can control that. And that's where true power comes from, is true manliness, is to have that under control. And so I want to be a gentle man. But if I just can't, if I don't have the ability, if I'm not strong enough to defend my wife and kids, if I don't have the idea that I'm walking in the mall, if something would happen that I would confront somebody or run away with them or pick them up and take them away, then I'm not gentle. I'm just weak. And I don't want anybody listening to this to be a weak man. The same thing with, being humble. I think being humble is a very important thing. I think we should be, I don't think we should be cocky. But in order to be humble, you actually have to do something great, and you have to be capable of doing great things. But then you just don't boast. You're not proud of that. You just do it. I think I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was wanting to do something creative. He was wanting to put something out into this world that was, epic, that would just change the way people think. And there was this creative process. But he said, you know what? I just want to do this. I don't even care if it was a book. He's like, I don't even care if anybody reads it. I just want to get this book out. I think it will be important. I said, you don't care if anybody reads it? He's like, yeah, I mean, I just, I don't want to be boastful. I don't want to be proud. I don't want people to go, look at that guy. He wrote a book. I'm like, well, that's okay. But if nobody reads it, then you're not actually being humble about it. You should have the goal of creating a best-selling book that's just amazing, that really changes people's perspective on the topic that you're trying to put out there. You should want that, and then you can be humble. And then you can say, you know what, I just thank you, but I was just trying my best. That's the only way to be humble. Otherwise, you're just you're not successful. Like if you're putting something out there to change the world and it doesn't change the world, then you haven't done anything. And then they're not actually humble. You just haven't been successful. In order to be humble, you need to be successful and then not take all this credit for it. In order to be, truly successful, you have to you have to put something out there. And some guys, I work with some really cocky guys, and they don't need this message. They are really good at their job, and they'll tell everybody they are good. And there's some times in your life where, I think being humble is important, but there are some times where you want people to know that you're confident. And there's a fine line between being cocky and confident. When I was working actively as a paramedic, I was on an ambulance, most days, and someone was really scared and really nervous, and I was getting ready to start IV, and they're like, I don't really like this. And I would tell them, just so you know, I'm one of the best IV starters in this entire department. Now, I wasn't trying to say that to be cocky. I was trying to say that so that they would feel confident and they would relax, right? There are times where it's important that people really know that you're good at what you're doing. Like, I kind of hope that if I'm going to have surgery, that my surgeon is very competent, and he portrays that competency with, hey man, I'm the best back surgeon there is, and I'm going to take care of you, and you're going to be okay. That's an okay time to be confident. But if he's not, then that's just hubris. That's being cocky, and that's not good because he's not actually good. He's just telling me his, and that's probably the most dangerous thing in the world, is to have someone who's so confident and really bad at their job. Just a poor executor. You don't want that. You need people who are highly successful but humble. So this is a very simple concept, but I want you to go out and do great things and then be humble. I want you to have the capability of being dangerous and then control that completely so that you're gentle. That's what I think to be a man, is to be totally confident, totally capable, totally, the best at your job, and just humble. I as a Detroit Lions fan, and exciting, maybe when you hear this, we'll be going to the Super Bowl after we release this, but I really like Barry Sanders. He would run, he would score a touchdown, he would hand the football to the referee. And they said, why? He's like, why? Because they're paying me to do this. When I grabbed the ball, I was expecting to score a touchdown. And I think that's an awesome concept. In your life, there's something that you're really good at. Be expecting to be good at it, and then don't be cocky when you're good at it and you're successful. You did this. Don't be surprised. Be great at something. That is good. It's good to be excellent. Excellence is a good thing. Just don't be cocky about it. Be good at it. Now, if you're just being humble, if you're saying you're being humble, but you're not actually good, you're not actually excellent, you're not. You're not being humble. You're just not good. You're not successful. So be successful, be great, be dangerous, then have all that under control. That, to me, is what true manliness is. This has been the Earn Your Title podcast. Thank you for listening. If you want to be great, I've got 14 things you can do on a daily basis. It's called the Earn Your Title Challenge. Check it out. There's a link in the show notes. So again, this is Earn Your Title podcast. My name is Danny Dumas. I will talk to you later. Bye.